Or we hear the Prime Minister claim, it doesn't matter how you start the race. Can I tell you it matters? Because our communities are living that neglect right now. The Prime Minister started badly, and then because of the actions of the state premiers, overruling him on lockdowns and keeping us safe last year, he then went on a victory lap and didn't turn up for the second half. And what has that meant in our communities now? The Prime Minister should go and try to tell the people who are homeschooling, where English isn't their first language and they're in homes where there are more people than rooms, that it doesn't matter how they started the race, because his neglect is why they're in that situation now. He should go and talk to the people in the construction industry who are wondering what's going to happen to their book of jobs, that it doesn't matter how you start the race, because they're in a mess right now financially because of his neglect. He should tell the people at Canterbury Hospital, as we start to watch the wards fill up because of what's happening now, that it really doesn't matter because people are going to be vaccinated in the months to come. And when we hear people blame our communities saying, oh yeah, look, they're just hard to communicate with. We had somebody sleep overnight in the middle of winter outside Lakemba Mosque to try to make sure he was at the first of the vaccination queue for the next day. We had people turn up to Bankstown Sports Club being sent away at the end of the day because they weren't able to get vaccinated. Right now, for us here in Canberra, people are talking about getting vaccinated to try to make sure we're guarded against the future. People are desperate in Sydney, in Melbourne, and we're about to find in the ACT right now, parts all around the country from time to time, where the vaccination issue isn't about the future, it's about right now, and a frustration that it wasn't available the month before that, or the month before that, or the month before that. Think of the people who work in construction. What sort in Sydney where you can't go to work unless you're vaccinated? I've had 2 people now contact my office where for them, their medical advice, because of pre-existing conditions, is there is only one vaccine that their GP is recommending for them. So they are now being told they can't go to work for 6 to 8 weeks. Why? Because this Prime Minister didn't do his job. That's not a political slogan. That's a lived reality in lockdown areas right now. How do you think it got into the community were it not for failures of quarantine? We still have a situation. If you're not at Howard Springs, then quarantine is happening in the most populated parts of our nation in facilities that were built for tourism, for an airborne virus. Vaccination is the way out of this. We get that. But the government didn't do world's best practice, and please don't tell me that we should be proud of having record days of vaccination when we are off a base that has left our biggest cities as disaster zones, where we now have the fear in far western New South Wales of something that we had kept out of First Nations remote communities for so long, and now realising it could be there, but would not have been the same risk if the Prime Minister had done his job on quarantine and vaccination. Please don't think this is a slogan. It's a lived reality. Please don't think the anger is a game. It is a frustration because we're here right now not just wanting a better deal for our communities, we want them to be alive. We want the members of our communities to not end up in intensive care. We want them to be able to go to work. And they are questioning whether these things are going to happen for a very simple reason. The Prime Minister didn't do his job.